Hello. Welcome back to the Dream Team Tonic podcast, episode 105. I'm Tony, and with me tonight, Ben. You there, mate?
How you doing, mate? You all right?
All good, mate. Sadly, we don't have James with us again this week due to a family bereavement. So, all the best, James. Condolences, and hopefully you're back next week.
All the best, mate.
Yeah, so a bit of sad news there. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough week. Injury news, a lot of injuries around. That's causing a lot of fuss. Rashford, Shaw, obviously Martinez now been out for the season. Up, very popular United options, which is throwing a bit of a spanner into works, isn't it, mate? So yeah, there's that coupled with the City backline rotation and then a failure to keep a clean sheet. We'll delve into all that and more during the episode. Big shout out to Sean Morrissey for joining the Patreon. Thanks for your support, mate. We hope you're enjoying all the extra content you're getting. And right, we shall delve straight into my team, Ben. Very, very heavy City in this side. It's currently ranked 5,499 for this podcast team. Walker got a game, which was nice after playing him in a few weeks ago. But it didn't end in many points. So Ederson 0, Diaz 0, Walker 0 after the clean sheet wipeout. Thanks to Leicester. Not doing my podcast team any favours. Luke Shaw did not play, not even on the bench. I wasn't expecting him to be on the bench. So it throws a little bit more doubt into the pot about him. De Bruyne 5 points. Fernandes, who had a cracking game today at Forest, 8 points. Mahrez 0. So not the best of starts to the week for him. After he didn't play any part of the Bayern game, did he?
No, we were going last week. Oh yeah, Mahrez will play in the Champions League.
Yeah, you have to expect him to be rested for Champions League, don't you?
Yeah. So Pep's playing with us again.
Yeah, he's messing with us as usual. Anyway, picked up a 0 against his former club Leicester. Grealish, 3 points. A decent performance from him, steadily picking up points. Alvarez come off the bench, got a 0. Haaland 18, and Harry Kane 0. Do you know, interestingly, and I was going to put it in the Discord, but I backed out of it. But Harry Kane, I think, has only scored once in 6 appearances against Bournemouth.
Yeah, I heard something like that yesterday. Yeah, crazy.
And I didn't want to. I don't have him in my best side, and it would scare the shit out of me, to be honest. Knowing that I'm going to have to go the weekend without Harry Kane, especially against Bournemouth. So yeah, I didn't want to put it in and jinx it all, but yeah. So again, another blank for Kane against Bournemouth, and a cracking win for them, massive win. That last minute winner. So yeah, 34 points for the week. Highest ranked team is currently 45th. It's dropping away a little bit as having to make a few punts here and there. I did bring John Stones into that team, which was a decent shout. He's playing some sort of like defensive midfielder role, isn't he?
Yeah.
He keeps finding himself a little bit further forward, so which is good because he's good on the ball. John Stones, good footballer. So yeah, that's how it's going so far. Over to your side, Ben.
Yep. Yeah, so this side is 7,300. Got 52 points this week. Only one transfer. So I was dilly-dallying about with which Man City player to bring in. Obviously, I don't want Diaz because I just think it's too much money, and I just think that he'll block other moves in my team. But Diaz is probably the best one if you can afford him. This team hasn't got very good budget, so I looked at Stones, but then that was like blocking me as well. So possible of bringing in like a top class like an 8 million forward or something like Kane.
Yeah.
So I decided to go with Kanji, even though he's on the bench, in case he come on, get the 5 points and then play on, was it Wednesday night against Bayern? Maybe get a clean sheet. And plus, Man City's got lots of fixtures at the end of the season, so double up with Ake. Ake didn't even come on, so he's been rested. So yeah, crazy. Wan-Bissaka got 8 points. De Gea got 5. So United got a clean sheet. That's good. Fernandes star man. Bowen got a goal. Both 8 points. De Bruyne 5 for an assist and a 7 rating. Mahrez blanked. I got Haaland 18 points. Salah to play tomorrow, and Rashford didn't play. So hopefully he's back on Thursday. Decided to wait and see.
Yeah, I only have one transfer in majority of sides. After having a bit of a overall in the team, because obviously the Arsenal one going out, they went out of Europe, didn't they? So I kind of like banked on them a little bit for going a little bit further in Europe, so I could have held their assets then. But with the obviously big lack of fixtures now for Arsenal, I had to make transfers early. There was no way around it. My plans have just been a little bit scuppered, so going heavy on City and United was the way. But that meant I've spunked 3 and 4s quite early. So the likes of Rashford, where it's just, I mean, Martinez he's out for the season.
Yeah.
You take him out, you're using a transfer for that. You just do it because that's what you're going to have to do. But Rashford, when you get a bit of a news like, could be back for Sevilla game, which I think he'll probably be on the bench, I would guess.
Yeah.
And I think they might use him if needed. I don't think they'll want to risk him if he's not quite there. Shaw, another one where I've left him in more sides because he's a player I'm going to want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And we've only got these transfers, 5 more. That's it done. So I didn't see any reason to take him out if they're going to miss 1 or 2 games. Especially with how many fixtures United have got and possibly got. So they get through against Sevilla. They've got another 2-leg tie with a possibility of final. And obviously they're in the semi-final of the FA Cup, which then a possibility of a final as well. So the fixture count is still high regardless of the injuries and missing a couple. So that's the reason I've stuck with them. Obviously, long-term injuries just get rid straight away because you're going to have to make that transfer at some point. Salah, you've got Salah against Leeds tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You're fancy him there, aren't you?
He's got to do well against Leeds, surely.
Yeah. You expect something like a 4-4 game now. They're all right, Leeds. They're all right, struggling a little bit, but decent enough going forward. Liverpool haven't looked great at the back. It's 4-4.
I was expecting Kane to get a few this weekend as well.
Yeah.
I was expecting Salah, Kane, and Haaland to at least get a brace each. But yeah, Kane blanked. So not good for Kane owners. I think this is one of the only teams I haven't got Kane in, but I've got him in most of my teams.
Yeah. Unexpected blank against Bournemouth.
Yeah. Like I say, I've only got 1 transfer left now in this team, so I didn't want to jump on Kane, and then I'm not really happy with Kane's fixtures for the rest of the month now.
Yeah.
So I just thought, just hold Rashford. Long term, he's going to have more games.
Yeah, definitely.
Should be back on Thursday, hopefully, like you said.
Yeah, I think he'll sit up bench. Coming on against tired legs. Could be worthwhile. Just obviously everyone that's got quite a few United assets, obviously you just want them to qualify. At least get through for them an extra 2 or 3 games. Right. Over on to the listener questions. Right. I can't see them as well on there. I'm going to have a gander on here. Right. First up, Ashton Horner on Twitter. Hi, guys. How do you stop bad luck? Well, Ashton, your luck's not been that bad, mate. You you won a World Cup tournament, didn't you? In Dream Team, pocketed yourself quite a few grand. So your luck's not that bad. But if you talk about injuries and other things, yeah, it's part and parcel of the game. I think you're in my best side. That's sat in 45th. I brought in Martinez this month, one of my transfers. One game later, he's out for the season. Cost me another transfer. So that's 2 transfers out of the 10 remaining gone. But yeah, how would you stop bad luck then?
We're all in the same boat, really. Everyone's getting the same injuries. We're all picking similar players. And like you say, congratulations on winning the World Cup again, mate. World Cup game, so you've got nothing to worry about, have you?
Nothing to worry about there, Ashton. I love this chick. Yeah. But if you want to get in touch with one of your sad stories, Ashton, we can get it discussed. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, FPL Daniel, Rashford, hold or sell. Obviously, just touched on that. It was all depending on transfers. And it was this weekend that, because I expect him to be back for, is it Brighton in Cup they've got next in it after Sevilla? I think it's Cup weekend next weekend. I expect him to be back for Cup semi-final, so you don't have out to decide on now. If you have held him through this weekend, then he's just a hold. He should be back for the Sevilla game. At least play a bit part. And then he should be fit to face Brighton, all being well. Aman. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Aman has been on. With City playing big games and having a high fixture volume, will we see Pep make 5 substitutions in games more regularly? And will that hamper their clean sheet potential? Are City defenders essential? Well, I mean, we've seen it, didn't we, at the weekend? He made quite a few changes, and they went on to lose the clean sheet. Whether that was due to the changes or just due to the fact that Leicester got a foothold in the game, not too sure. What do you reckon, Ben?
I think it depends. Obviously, if they go 3 or 4 up, then they will definitely make changes to rest players for the Champions League. I don't know if it'll hamper the clean sheet potential, but obviously they're bringing on worse players, so not much worse. Like
I'm gonna say it's not that bad, is it? When you're bringing on the likes of Kanji and Ake, taking off Laporte and Diaz. I mean, Laporte playing and Walker. Like these are players that usually sat on bench. So he's actually brought all these strong. Well, what you would say is probably his first choice defenders at the moment. Would you not?
Well, he brought Akanji on, didn't he, at half time? But then he brought on Gomez at the end of the second half, 74th minute. And Gomez doesn't look very good, does he? Since he's been there, he's not been very solid. He brought Phillips on, Calvin Phillips on as well, who hasn't been playing.
Yeah. So, he's always looked a bit leggy, Phillips, all season. Anytime I've seen him, he looks leggy. Obviously, he's not getting much football in his system, is he? Obviously, with 5 substitutions, it could work in your favour, because if you do have the likes of Ake and Akanji, and they don't start the game, and they are keeping a clean sheet, then you could be sneaking the 5 points off the bench.
Yeah,
if you weren't to make them subs, because he's not been making many subs recently, as Pep. And he, like you say, he seemed to have this like kind of settled 11 or 9 or 10 players that he pretty much settled inside. But yeah, if he's making the subs, it could work for you. It could work against you, like you say, if you are to lose it. Are they essential? I think having a lot of City players is essential if you want to do well. I think they're bang at it, City now. It was said about 2 or 3 pods ago about how they have that now, don't they? business end of the season, and I know we're going to see them overtake Arsenal. After Arsenal's last couple of results now, they're definitely putting the pressure on. I think it's advantage City now, is it? They've got a game in hand, don't they?
It's Arsenal are still 1 point ahead if Man City win the game in hand, but they play each other at the Emirates, don't they?
Yeah.
Not the Emirates, the Etihad.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. It was if they lost, weren't it? They go equal.
Get confused with me aeroplanes.
Yeah, so I mean, it's one of them. It's one of them. The best side probably at the moment, Man City. They do look to have that bit between the teeth. They're scoring goals. They look very, very good. I'd be screwed if I were an Arsenal fan. It's going to be some game that.
What do you think? I think it depends on your what you're doing in your mini league, though. Like if you're chasing, because if you're top of your mini league, obviously Man City's the way to go. But if you're chasing and it's getting to the end of the season now, you can't keep going the same way as the leader. You've got to try something different.
Yeah, you've got to risk it.
Yeah, like Man United's got fixture count as well. Might get knocked out of Europe, but they're still in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Liverpool's got a lovely run of fixtures, and they've got the high ceiling, haven't they? Like the wing backs, good 13-pointer of, Trent, Starman potential, Robbo, Van Dijk can pop up with a goal.
Yeah.
Palace have got. I can't believe I'm saying this. Palace have got a lovely run of fixtures, and they're doing all right, aren't they?
Hey, boy's going to go in, hasn't he?
Yeah. That's proper like scraping the barrel. I couldn't go there, Palace. I'd rather go Liverpool. Liverpool's got 9 games left from tonight. Palace have only got 7, so I'd still go Liverpool if you can afford the players. And then you got Brighton as well. They've got 11 games if they get through in the FA Cup. They've got 10 games left. Newcastle are solid, 8 games. West Ham, 9 games, potentially 12 games if they get to the Europa Conference final. But I couldn't jump on West Ham myself.
I tell you what, they played well today. After going 2-0 down, I thought that's curtains for them. Arsenal were all over you thinking, Arsenal fans will be thinking it's going to be 5 or 6. West Ham fans have probably been thinking the same. But credit where credit's due. I tell you what, they fought back and they showed a bit of spunk. Antonio had a really good game. Owen looked lively. Very, very well earned point that. And it's sometimes it's a result like that can just give you a kick up arse and say, look, we are a decent side. Fighting it right direct, fighting the same corner kind of thing. So we'd it might be a bit of a bounce that for West Ham. I don't know who they got next. I think they've got the Conference League game in midweek, haven't they?
Yeah, home against Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home, so they've got the home crowd maybe. Crystal Palace away, Man City away, Man United at home, Brentford away, Leeds at home, Leicester away.
Some tricky ones there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Some tricky games, but yeah. Bowen and Antonio had it today.
I didn't see the game, but I heard he played all right.
Could have won it. West Ham as well. Hit the ball there, Tom. So like I say about being essential. I mean, if you're doing well and your team's top of your league, they are essential. What's the majority of your teams, Ben? Or have you gone more City backline, or have you gone more United backline?
Well, I think I was majority Man United backline anyway.
Yeah.
My second team's gone 50-50 now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't really jumped onto City yet because I don't see the point in selling the players that are playing, and I don't really want to sell Shaw, so I've kept them. So I'm hoping that that'll be a bit of a differential for me to jump up with having like 3 Man United defenders.
Yeah. Because you're lucky you've got 3 now because they're all injured.
Yeah.
The thing is with it that put me off is the fact that I was tempted by Delors today, and that's not just because he scored, but because obviously Wan-Bissaka has obviously done well this season, but then having Maguire and Lindelof at the back, so no Varane, no Martinez, I just thought they're going to struggle a little bit more now to keep clean sheets. So that put me off bringing another United defender in, even though I did fancy Delors, because obviously he's decent for attacking returns. So forget about the clean sheet potential. And then, I just think I've ended up now. I've got some United, not blocks now. They're kind of semi blocks because of taking out Martinez. Shaw's not been playing, so I have kind of trickled a little bit of City into there, but a few City blocks. Which I really, I mean, they conceded against Southampton, they conceded against Leicester, and they kept a clean sheet against Bayern. Figure that. It just doesn't make any sense. But that's the way it is, I suppose. Right, Andy Barnett. After today's games are finished, is there any merit in bringing in Liverpool players to the running if you have players who did not play or are injured and who you haven't replaced yet? Have you got your eye on anybody, Ben?
Yeah, Alexander-Arnold. I think just because of his potential of getting these big scores, and the fixture run's lovely as well, isn't it? So
yeah,
I've got it here. So we got Leeds tomorrow, Forest at home, West Ham away, Tottenham at home, Fulham at home, Brentford at home, Leicester away, Villa at home, Southampton away. So potential there for some. See, with Trent, I don't look at him as for clean sheets. I look for him for the attacking returns. He's like a midfielder that plays in defence. So the clean sheets are a bonus for me, if you know what I mean.
Definitely. Assistants, Simon Awards.
He hasn't been that good this year, but he has got the history of doing really well. So he could do well at the end of the season. I think Liverpool did it a couple of years ago, didn't they? They come really good at the end of the season and nicked either third or fourth place.
Yeah, Champions League place, weren't it?
Yeah, Leicester just dropped out.
Yeah, that was the Alisson header, wasn't it?
Alisson header at West Brom. Yeah,
unbelievable. Yeah. I've got my eyes on Trent as well. It's possibly a reason why I held off on the Dalot transfer today, because I might, given how for me, I'm looking at either bringing another City asset in the back line, or do I go a little bit more different and a little bit left field kind of thing and go for a Trent. Something not many people will have up there, especially my best side. So that's what I'm looking at tomorrow night. That's why I held off on the Dalot transfer. If they go out of Europe, United, and then go out of FA Cup to Brighton, because that's no gimme. Good side, Brighton. It wouldn't be so bad having Trent in your back line rather than a United asset, then, would it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, Sevilla will probably fancy it back at their place, especially against Maguire and Lindelof. I mean, to be fair, Maguire improved second half, but Jesus Christ, he struggled first half against Forest. There was some shaky moments for Maguire. He's not quite the player he was. So I've got my eye on Trent. Other Liverpool players, obviously that brings Salah into the equation. Especially the United go out of Europe, Rashford's injured, don't clear up. There's some choices to make there. Because I don't think, obviously Haaland's nailed. A lot of people will have Kane. That third striker has been Rashford, hasn't it? That's probably the set three, is it then? Rashford, Kane, Haaland.
What, before this weekend?
At this moment in time, yeah.
Definitely Rashford and Haaland, and then it was like between Kane and Salah. I think it's going to be going to Salah next week because Liverpool have got the extra fixture. Yeah, they've got an extra fixture.
Do you think that people can afford to make that transfer now because of all these injuries that have been?
What do you mean from?
So obviously we've had quite a few injuries early doors in this month.
Yeah.
And people like me say we got our transfers back. We've jumped away from Arsenal assets because of the fixture count. So it's probably 2 transfers minimum. Usually on like a Zinchenko, Gabriel, Odegaard.
Yeah.
A lot of people kept Saka. But so that were a couple of early transfers forced more or less for the fixture count. But then you've had the Martinez injury, Luke Shaw not playing, Rashford not playing. These are probably transfers that people have made. And then if you're looking at it next week and you would have planned that Salah transfer in for Kane, you might not have that transfer account now. So that might not be. Salah might become more of a differential, is what I'm trying to say, is that people might not risk that.
People might have run out of transfers as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah. Well, I think. Well, I just listen to the last minute tomorrow and see what's said about Rashford if there's any more news, and if he's going to miss Thursday as well, and the weekend, then you've got to, I think, jump on Salah tomorrow. But it's tricky because if you've only got one transfer left, then that's you out of transfers to get rid of any more deadwood. And you're going to want Rashford back, aren't you? Do you just sit on your hands? I think if you've got loads of transfers, you've got 3 transfers, it's an easy move. Go to Salah tomorrow from Rashford. But if you've got one, it's a lot harder then. You're thinking you might keep it just in case Rashford's back on Thursday, starts at the weekend. Then he's got double game weeks all for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like 2 more game weeks after this, isn't there? After this weekend after this game week finishes, before we get more transfers.
Yeah. It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
You've got minimum transfers, it's going to be tricky. So, with one transfer, what would you do?
Well, like I say, if you're chasing and you've Hail Mary in it, just go for it.
Yeah.
But if you're at the top and you've only got one transfer, you probably can afford to wait. So yeah, it depends your situation, team dependent really. So you've got one transfer left. I think you're talking about your team in the top 500, didn't you?
No, mate, no. Come on, man, tell us what to do.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? He could smash Leeds and Forest and then West Ham, couldn't he? So Man U's got tough fixtures, really. They've got Brighton, Tottenham, Villa, Brighton after this weekend.
Yeah, Villa are on absolute fire.
I know, yeah.
Looks so good against Newcastle, Villa.
I can't believe they're above Brighton in points.
Honestly. They have snuck under the radar. I mean, obviously not for Villa fans and people from down that area, but for me, I just not took notice of how well they're not only doing, but they're playing some good stuff as well. Watkins is on fire. I think was it before the City game? He'd scored more than Haaland has since the World Cup.
That's a good start.
I think you're on 12 goals and Haaland were on 11 before. I think that was before City played. So yeah, I mean, he is a man on fire, doing really well. Yeah, there's some tricky games there for United. It all depends. Injury, it's such an annoyance in it having to wait around for injury news. It'd be nice to have a job, wouldn't it, as like in physio room, just so you actually know what's going on.
Yeah, I think because it's a high ceiling player like Salah, he could get 18 points, going to need 28 points, and you're like,
yeah, easily.
It's probably worth doing it. But if it's just a defender, like if you had one transfer left and it's Martinez, would you just leave Martinez in just in case you can get like a big scoring striker in like Salah. High ceiling.
What you mean going from Martinez to if you were like 4-4-2?
I'm saying if like you only had one transfer left.
Yeah.
Probably too late now because people would have. I don't know if they would have sold Martinez. I probably would have held Martinez and just made sure I had that transfer for like a high ceiling transfer, like
Right,
Salah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily with my Martinez transfer, I brought in John Stones.
Yeah.
who got himself a goal. But like you say, if you hadn't have got that goal, then it's a bit of a wasted transfer, possibly. Like you say, I could have took out Rashford for this week, put Salah in, and still had a transfer left. But yeah, interesting thoughts.
It's going to mix the game up, isn't it? It's good.
Oh, definitely. I'm just waiting, and I think the game is waiting for me to make my last transfer. So then I don't know, Haaland can get injured or something like that, and I'm stuck. But a bit of shit luck recently regarding transfers and that. But yeah, it pains me to say. But yeah, there we go. Right, Wadey. I've become a bit defensive in my tactics the last 4 weeks. That pressure getting to you, Wadey. Come on, mate. He's been worried about his rival and blocking a bit. It's cost me, as I would be clear, a whole lot more if I went for moves I was going to make. My question is, with a 65-point lead and 2 transfers over him, do I carry on with the season nearly ending? Right, we can't see his team. We don't know, but he's got a 65-point lead, decent cushion that at this stage of the season.
Yeah.
He's got 2 transfers over him. Without seeing your team, Wadey, I don't really know. I don't know what you're trying to block. If you're trying to block, I don't know. He's brought in some Spurs players or someone with not many fixtures. Just attack the fixtures. United, City, Brighton to a degree have plenty of fixtures. Attack these teams, and you should see that 65-point lead over the line. Unless he gets a couple of, maybe a hat trick off somebody out of nowhere from absolute left field. I don't know. What do you reckon, Ben?
Well, first, I've got a question for Wadey. Why didn't you do the transfers that you wanted to do? Yeah, I think just look at his team and obviously don't go mental and block everything. You've still got 2 transfers over him as well. You just look at his team, and if there's any players that you fear could have high potential of scoring big, then bring him in to block his big hitters. But yeah, that's about it really. Just if you want to send your team over on the Discord, Wadey, I'll have a look at it and I'll have a look at your rivals, see if I can give you some more advice on that.
Yeah, definitely. Send us a DM, Wadey. I'll have a look as well if you want, mate. Yeah, it's one of them. If he's brought in Salah, like you say, for next week's double, and you've not got Salah, block his Salah move. Why not? If he brings in, say, like I did, Ivan Tony, I wouldn't be trying to block that move. If he does well, that's fair play. But you'd probably have a Harry Kane or a Mo Salah against his Ivan Tony, so he's got to go different. Let him go different. You pick the best players, and that'll carry you over the line. Make sure you've got De Bruyne in. Make sure you've got Haaland. Like I say, block Salah or Kane, whichever he might have gone. That's the way to do it. Maybe you started last 4 weeks. Maybe you tried to block a little bit early, but you should still see that over the line. Like I say, send your team over on DM on Discord, mate. BCFC Jacko. What to do with Arsenal assets? Defenders and mids mainly. A couple of tougher fixtures before next transfers refresh and not looking very solid at the back. I got rid as soon as this month kicked off, as soon as I could get my transfers in because of the lack of fixtures. And yeah, they have had a wobble, haven't they, Ben? It's 2 conceded at West Ham, 2 conceded at Liverpool. After being 2-0 up in both games and looking comfortable, to be fair. But 2 big wobbles. Yeah, I mean, Arteta's a bit crazy, man. I'm half expecting a little bit of this from Arteta.
I've kept really quiet, but I'll tell you something. He went down in my estimation when he said that. We have not resorted to that. But I'll tell you, you can tell him now, be watching it, we're still fighting for this title, and he's got to go to Middlesbrough and get something. And I'll tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Good old Keegan. Expected a bit of that from Arteta. Yeah, we've still got to play them. I'd love it if we beat them. But yeah, the pressure seems to be telling a little bit on Arsenal. They are they played some really good stuff today as well. It's a game of 2 halves. Abby Ridden, he did miss a penalty. He did. I've not kept sacking. I don't think I've got him any in my teams. I might have him in 1, maybe, but a bit further down. So I did cheer that penalty going wide of the post. Yeah. The fixtures are crap. They're not looking solid defensively. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're still dangerous going forward. Jesus looks good. Martinelli looks like on it. Saka had a bit of an off day today, but he's always dangerous. We reckon, Ben.
Odegaard's man today, wasn't it? 13 points.
Yeah, he did, yeah. So he's still got a return.
I think if you've got Arsenal players, hold them for next week. You've got Southampton at home, Man City away, double header.
Yeah.
Just because you've got the players in, there's potential. Could be a drubbing against Southampton. You could get a few goals, clean sheet. Man City is going to be tough, but it's 2 games. And then next week after that, sorry, not next week. Is it game week? Hang on. So we got, where are we? Yeah, game week 32. They play Chelsea, don't they? So that's a single game week, and then they play Newcastle away in game week 33. So I'd hold next week for the Southampton and Man City game, and you get to see the teams as well on the Friday for Southampton because they play on Friday.
Yeah.
So hold them for that, and then you still got your transfers in hand to start thinking about next month. So then you can start thinking, right, well, where am I going to go? You can see who went through in Europe. Well, you will see that anyway, won't you? You'll see after this week, won't you?
Yeah.
But I'd definitely hold for Southampton. That's a massive game. You want that. You want them points there. And then you can have a look after that because it's a single game against Chelsea. Chelsea at home, I fancy them against Chelsea at home as well. But then Newcastle away is going to be hard. So then that's when you can jump off to somebody else. So hold your transfers. I don't see the point jumping off next week now. Now you're there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I did it early doors. Well. Go on, then.
Differential as well. So it's good.
Yeah. I've in my best side, I've ended up with Zinchenko sat in there. Obviously, didn't play today. Out injured for whatever reason. I'm hearing it was just he was rested because they didn't want to risk him. So I'm hoping he'll be back for the double next week. So again, I'm trying to hold on to my last transfer for what it's worth. Right, Connor, favourite meat on your Sunday dinners? Go on, then. Lamb?
Me. Lamb, closely followed by gammon.
Do you know, there's probably 2 of the bloody... I definitely avoid lamb. Don't like lamb.
Don't like lamb?
No, I don't like lamb, mate. Gammon's not so bad. Very thick bacon, isn't it?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah. It's nice and salty. I like that. But for me, it's beef. You've got to have beef.
Too dry. Got to be cooked right.
It's
got to be cooked right.
You wait till you come down here for Sunday dinner down here, mate. Slow cooked beef in red wine. Oh, yeah. Come down here for a Sunday dinner, mate. Nothing dry about beef. Turkey's dry, chicken's bland. Yeah, got a bit of beef. Lamb.
What about pork?
No, I'm not a fan of them. Pork chops and shit like that, no. I don't know. Lamb chops and pork chops. I think I got put off them as a kid. I don't know why.
Yeah, too much bone.
Yeah, not enough meat.
Too much messing about trying to cut it off the bone and that.
Drop. What's your favourite meat on your Sunday dinner, Connor?
Drop in the comments below, everybody.
Drop it in the comments below. Click the bell. Hit subscribe. Anyway, right. PMC79. He's in the same boat as Wadey regarding being in front. He's not got as comfortable a lead. He's 30 points in front rather than 65. So you just say he's interested in what we'd say to Wadey. But would you alter what you've said with him having only half the amount of lead? Only 30 points. Not much that. That's a hat trick, isn't it? 28 points, a hat trick, usually.
No, same again. If you're worried about one of these big hitters can go off, then block him or block whoever your rival is. But yeah, just keep an eye on your rival. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, mate. You're obviously doing well, top of your mini league, so you're doing the right things. Just keep doing the right things.
If you're gonna block somebody as well, try and leave in. Don't take out any of your big hitters.
Yeah,
try and leave them in, and you should easily see it over the line. Like I say, you've obviously got a good team because you're 30 points at top of the league. So, right on the well, I say the opposite. It's probably more further ahead. Solo Higgins. He's ahead by 100 points. Do you know what? I'm gonna have to get glasses, I think. Right, he's ahead by 100 points. I think his rival has gone heavy Arsenal. Jesus. Is he all right? I'd thought not to. But no, he's ahead by 100 points. His rival's gone heavy Arsenal. At 2-0 today, I began to really get worries that I've got all United and City. He's used all five spring. What's that? He's used all 5 transfers for the injuries. Do you read that right? Can you read that?
Used all 5 spring out the transfers.
Out the injuries. Should I start thinking about matching into block or do the right thing and go for fixture volume? Used all 5.
I think he means his rivals used all 5 transfers.
Right.
Should I start to think about matching him to block or do the right thing and go for the fixture volume?
Just you've got always United and City, Higgins. You've done the right move. You've got the fixture volume against his. If there's anybody you're fearing, if there's I don't know, Martinelli or Jesus or whoever he's gone heavy Arsenal or an Odegaard, just throw a couple of them in if you're that bothered. But 100 points, there should be absolutely no problem if you've got quite a heavy United and City team. I've seen that over the line. Do you agree, Ben?
Yeah, I wouldn't even start thinking about just you can start thinking big, mate. Trying to get yourself up that leaderboard.
Yeah.
Overall rank. Just keep one eye on him, obviously, but think big, mate. Keep going, keep pushing. I think you can get bigger than that.
Exactly. He might be listening. He might go all in on Crystal Palace next month.
Crystal Palace defense.
He might go for it. But yeah.
What about Crystal Palace midfield? Elise, Eze.
Eze, a couple of goals this weekend, didn't he?
Yeah.
Happy days. Gone all right. Right, Ben.
Yeah.
We are on to the league tables, mate. Do you want to give out a readout of the Dream Team Tonic Cash League?
Yep. So, in 10th place, Tom Brinley. In 9th place, Mark Tavares. In 8th place, Andy Allett. In 7th place, Tom Brinley. In 6th place, Tom Brinley again. In 5th place, Stephen Williams. In 4th place, Andy Allett. In 3rd place, Tom Brinley again. Is that 4 teams in the top 10?
Yeah, I booed him last week for that. I'm not going to do it this week.
2nd place, our very own Anthony Sutcliffe.
Get in.
And top of the shop, Simon Davis.
Simon Davis. Nags Head Rovers made 16 points up on him this week. Brendan's got a couple of points closer again. He's right up the arse. But yeah, it's going to be a close finish, that, I think.
Simon Davis got a couple of teams in the top 20.
Yeah. Having
Overall.
a really good season again. Top player. Right, I'll read out the DT Tonic Patreon League. In 10th, Stephen Broughton. In 9th, Nicola Stephen. 8th, Jake Bevan. 7th, Amandeep Tatler. 6th, me, Tony Sutcliffe. In 5th, Wayne Foster Crouch. 4th, Mark McKee. 3rd, that man again, Tom Brindley. 2nd, Lee Hutton. And top of the shop, John Mellier. Who's had a good week there with 55 points. Same as Mark McKee, 64 points. Quite a decent score, that. Quite a decent score. A few of the like Bowen got a goal, didn't he, today?
Yeah.
There were a few players that did all right. Yeah. And Ben, do you want to give a readout to the second chance Tonic Cash League?
Yeah. 10th place, Andrew Tweddle. 9th place, Phil Russo. 8th place, Stephen Holt. 7th place, Ben Lee. Me. Ben Me.
Ben Me. Ben Me.
6th place, Anthony Sutcliffe.
Come on.
5th place, Tom Brinley. 4th place, Tom Brinley. 3rd place, Andrew Tweddle. 2nd place, Jamie Curry. And top of the shot, Anthony Sutcliffe.
Come on.
The headline has been written.
Gary Neville.
Unbelievable!
You see if I'd been playing around with a few of the audio clips. That's some fun. Wait until next week. Right. Yeah. Enjoy tonight then. It's been good, mate. We're getting close to the end of the season now. But yeah, hopefully people are still listening, still tuning in every week. I've got a big summer ahead. Yeah.
I'll just give a quick plug to Connor's blog. If you haven't read it yet, get yourself over to reading that. It's a brilliant blog again.
Cracking read, as always.
There's a link in his Twitter to it. It's a free link to the Patreon to read it on.
Yeah, cracking read as always. And if you see behind Ben there, that the Dream Team Tonic podcast little figurine thing that Solo Higgins does, his details are in the description of the YouTube videos. If you want to get yourself some
Lego men.
Look at that. Tony, James, and Ben there. Could have picked a different shirt, James.
It's Boldy James on there.
He's very bold on there, isn't he? But yeah, the details for Solo Higgins does some cracking little items that he uses for youth football teams and stuff like that for trophies. Some brilliant stuff.
Yeah, just like bands as well, and films, like classic films and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're brilliant. Head over to his Instagram and stuff that's in the link and have a gander at some of the stuff he does. Right then, until next week, mate.
Yep, see you next week, mate.
Have a nice evening.